All righty. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael, Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? This is the night after the day of December 8th, 2025. This is my one of my late father's Earth Day, which is my stepfather's. The day is his Earth Day today. It's been gone since I think 2023, is it 22 or 23? 2022 or 23 is when he passed. But that was my stepfather. His Earth Day is today, which was yesterday, which was December 8th, 2025, and 4 days after my youngest daughter's Earth Day, which is actually on the 4th, 2025, 4th of December. So this is December 8th today. And tonight is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here every quote-unquote night after Monday at 9 p.m. in the night. We're here every night after Monday at 9 p.m. And this is called Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Last night we had Fight Fire with Fire, which is open conversation. But tonight, I'll speak on something last night that I want to bring out tonight, and it's talking about the enmity of today. Enmity of today, and we're gonna go into that in a few minutes. First, we're gonna start off with a prayer. Then we're gonna go through information and share information. Well, I'm gonna see if I can share something on here that everyone can hear. Not used to it, but I'm gonna try this for the first time and see how I do. So other than that, be right back. Or should I say first, we're gonna start with our prayer. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to help us in every way, be our eyes, and help us see and understand your will and your way, and let us retain your word and your way, that we may take it, keep it, and do it to please you and to wake others up. We ask you to forgive us of any sins that we have done, our ancestors and our forefathers. Forgive us and forgive them, for we all was ignorant at one time, and we're asking to receive your great ruach so we can come out of the curses that we have been placed under. We also ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you Almighty. Praise you Almighty. Bless you. Now, tonight, this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. I wanted to try something new tonight. I want y'all to check something out before I get started. Oh, y'all see this right here? This is chlorophyll with alkaline water and chia seeds. Chlorophyll, alkaline water, and chia seeds. I want to try something new. I think about starting doing some alkaline sun teas with chia seeds in it. And yeah, chia seeds is supposed to help revive the body, cleanse the body, and the skin. Got to mix with the chlorophyll. So other than that, I want to say greetings, everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great night so far. Over here on Instagram, YouTube Live, and also Facebook. Well, tonight we're going to go into the enmity of today. And really, when you look at the way things are going, you can see that the Creator has been speaking about in the latter days, majority of the time through the scriptures and the prophecies. He was prophesying about a lot of things that was happening today, that's going on today, that's going on in this day and time. And right now, the enmity, I'm going to read that before I go into anything else real quick. And we're going to go straight to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Genesis 3, verse 15 states, I'm going to read 14 and 15 to go into it, but 15 is the key of where we're going. All right? The curse. This is my heading. And verse 14 and 15, but 15 is the key verse that we're going to be focused on. All right? The curse. Verse 14. And Yah said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. All right? That's the first thing he said to the serpent, because he went against directly, blatantly against the Creator's word, according to what the scriptures say. Something else just come to my mind I might want to play for in part 2. The reason why, I'll get to that next. Verse 15, this is the key verse. And I, the Creator, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between, that's controversy, and I actually had the definition as well. But it's like struggle. It's like controversy, struggle, kind of like fighting or always tussling against each other. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now, a lot of people read that, and they have no understanding of the situation at that. Now, with the understanding that I have, this right here, the enmity between thee, which is I look at this as being spiritual, right? The enmity is between the spirit of the serpent and the woman, right? And between the spirit of the serpent seed, whatever the serpent has, which I like to say is the system, and her seed, which is the woman who is obedient to the Creator. That's her seed, because she's obedient to the Creator and unto man, which is her husband. But look at what we have today. And that enmity, I would say, is feminine, the feminine of today, of the so-called real woman. We're not talking about these ones that had, we're not talking about the which call spoke. I listened to what's called today, David Chabelle talking about the LGBTQ society. I'm not even, they're not even in this equation. All right. This is talking about the women of today. This is not talking about that equation or any of them alphabet groups or anything like that. This is directly talking about the women of today, the real women that can bear children. This is talking about them of today. All right. So how are we going to do the separate and understand the difference between the two? With what two? The serpent seed and the woman seed. And I will put enmity, controversy, struggle between thee and the woman. See this? Let's break this down real quick. Between thee and the woman. What did man call the woman that belonged to him in the beginning? He called her woman, right? And I'm going to say female. I'm just going to put it like that. That's the serpent seed. The serpent seed is the female. The serpent seed is the female. I'm going to say that right now. And I'm not going to go into Genesis 1, but I have an idea of other things that I'm not going to bring up because I'm going to be more sure compared to all the other things that I've come across to understand, which is my point of view. I'm not saying what it is on what I'm thinking, so I'm leaving it at that. But right here, Yah will put enmity between the serpent, which is the system. Just say system when you see serpent here. The system, which is the serpent, and the woman. And between the serpent seed, the system seed, and her seed. Now, let's look at her for a minute, who the woman is supposed to be compared to man. Let's separate it. The woman's seed is the seed that act, and number one is it's talking about the enmity first, the controversy between the system and the woman. Look who's in charge today in this whole system, in the Greek and Roman Empire, who has taken over the whole earth. Daniel chapter 2, the end of 39, the beginning of 40, which is the Greek and the Roman Empire, bear rule over the whole earth. This is where the system has went in and brainwashed our women of today. But you have some of our women that stands up for the relationship, the man, and their part in society, not society, their part in the law according to the Creator. Look at what I'm saying. See, we always got two levels. You got the good, and you got the evil. You have the good and you have the evil. Both of them is always there. You got to recognize he's even speaking of it in here. And he spoke of it in the woman's curse as well. But we right here for right now. So we're going to understand what the enmity is. The enmity is the fight right now. The fight is the system. Let's just say this picture right here is the system. Let's just say, for example, I'm the woman, right? The system got the woman's back. The woman, it's a lot of women out here have a disdain for men. There's a lot of women out here who actually hate men. And I'm not talking about the LGBTQ and them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the women. Direct women that hate men. They don't have no order. They're out of order. They want to do what they want to do. These are the feminists of the day. So you got two sides. You got feminists and you got feminim. You got feminists and you got feminim. The feminim is the ones who are in order with the Creator's laws. They're in order with man. They have respect for man. I seen Denzel today on YouTube. I was looking at Denzel and his wife, but he was just talking in general about he has a wife. He gives his wife much praise. When I say praise, he talk highly of his wife, how she take care of the family, how she doesn't give him problems, and she's not all in the limelight. That's a woman. That's her seed. Her seed is a woman with the man, because the man is always out moving. Look at Denzel. He's out making movies. He's doing his thing. I'm using him as an example. Denzel's out here making movies. He's doing his own thing. He's out here but he has a home to come home to. She take care of the home. She take care of the children. She is the help meet to that man. No different than mine. I see mine the same way. My woman is the exact same way. She's a help meet to me. And I'm not saying I got everything all done. I got everything all down pat. No, I don't. But she got my back. She's my helpmeet. She know who's the man is in this situation and in this relationship. Certain things she know maybe a little bit better than me when it comes to certain things. When it comes to typing, or when I call her my administrator. But I'm the head. I'm the one who's actually the CEO. I'm the coach. I'm the one who's heading off everything. And she's the one who's backing up everything that I say. All right? Now, she has a great voice in our relationship and whatever. It's not everything I say go. She has a lot of information that she shares. And I say, okay, we'll do this. Or I'll put it together like, okay, we'll do this like this and we'll do it like that. Whatever it is, I have the plan, but we work together, me and my wife. Same like I just said, I seen Denzel being interviewed, and it was clips, but he was being interviewed by T.D. Jakes, and T.D. Jakes asked him certain questions, and he was being interviewed by multiple different, because it was clips. It was what they call it? I forgot the name. A compilation of clips, right? So Denzel was just giving praises to his wife, and he was still just giving accolades, not only to his wife, but what they do and how they build. And he even talked about when he took her out, I think on the first date, the cab, he got her out, she paid for the date. All I'm saying is the Enmity, feminists, the feminine compared to the feminists. These women out here that's out of control, loudmouth, want to do what they want to do. The feminists, that's Satan's and the system's child. The woman and the children of those women. Why? Because we're in a day now where the fathers are not in the house because of the system, which is Satan. Satan, which is the system, kicked the man out the house back in late 60s, mid 60s, late 70s, definitely early 80s. Late 60s, in the 70s, and then in the early 80s, that's when they started really dispersing the men out the household. I really think it was mostly in the 60s and 70s. Late 60s and early 70s when this started to happen. Kick the man out the house. Woman, you can't. Number one that you got to understand, it's the system. I'm trying to give you an understanding. Why I say it's the system? The system. I have a DVD called The Corporation, right? It's a documentary. Y'all need to look up The Corporation. It's a documentary. I really need to see it. And somewhere around like in the first maybe 45 minutes, I'm saying that to be even. First 45 minutes in there, you'll see some ladies in a cubicle, right? They sitting in a cubicle, they working. And you see these giant men walking around on the outside looking at them in the cubicle. That's who they used to call Big Brother. Have you ever heard that term before? Big Brother? Big Brother is the system. The system sees everything and has a plan for everything long before it gets to us. We be inside stuff, and they already have stuff planned years down the road. That's the system. And all the women, I don't want to say weak mind, hard mind, I don't want to say nothing like that, but all the women who falls for the system end up being the enmity and being the seed and the woman of the system. That's why it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. She's a part of the system. These feminists out here, they are a part of what they talk about: going to work, getting a job, being better than a man. Most women that has a job or that has a job making more than men, they want to leave their family. It's all on the internet. They talk about it all the time. It's all on. It's on the talk shows, podcasts, all through the internet. They talk about it. Some of these women will get. Oh, I gotta play for something for y'all in a few minutes. Let me play this real quick. This is one thing. Let me see if I'm gonna get to this correctly. I'm gonna see if y'all gonna listen to this real quick. I don't know. First, let me see. I don't know. Let me see if I want to shorten this or I want to share this. Let me see if I can share this first. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying. This is my first time really doing it like this. So, let me come out of that, and let me do it like this. Exit full screen. All right. Let me see if I can go here. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can play this. I want y'all to hear this real quick. I want y'all to listen to this, tell what you think. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can make the sound come up. Hold on. Okay, one moment, y'all. I want y'all to check this out. And there we go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Things That If a Man Said Out Loud, he'd be labeled sexist, misogynist, or hateful. For me, a female, I'm going to say it for you. And I always ruffle some lashes when I say this, but feminism is demonic. Modern day feminism not only pulls women away from God's order and original design, but also away from from discipline, from accountability, from their family, from true actual femininity. You don't need a man. You're a queen. You're a boss babe. You are empowered. Marriage makes you weak. Accountability is oppression. Oh, and the golden one. Masculinity is toxic. They don't want obedience, but they sure like that authority. And modern day feminism just tells them that that's all justified. God gave us specific roles for a reason. We are not called to be like men. We are called to be discerning, to be nurturing, to multiply. And feminism strips all that away and replaces it with ego, pride, victimhood, rebellion. That's not from God. So yes, feminism is demonic. So if that offends you, ladies, maybe the demon that I'm actually talking to is the one that you're entertaining.
And there you go. I hope y'all heard that.
Welcome to another episode of things that if a man
One
said
more
out
time.
loud, he'd be labeled a sexist, misogynist, or hateful. For me, a female, I'm going to say it for you. And I always ruffle some lashes when I say this, but feminism is demonic. Modern day feminism not only pulls women away from God's order and original design, but also away from discipline, from accountability, from their family, from true actual femininity. You don't need a man. You're a queen. You're a boss babe. You are empowered. Marriage makes you weak. Accountability is oppression. Oh, and the golden one. Masculinity is toxic. They don't want obedience, but they sure like that authority. And modern day feminism just tells them that that's all justified. God gave us specific roles for a reason. We are not called to be like men. We are called to be discerning, to be nurturing, to multiply. And feminism strips all that away and replaces it with ego, pride, victimhood, rebellion. That's not from God. So yes, feminism is demonic. So if that offends you, ladies, maybe the demon that I'm actually talking to is the one that you're entertaining.
And there you go. So I wanted to share that. Let me see here. I wanted to share that so y'all can actually get a good understanding of the situation at hand. Because women are standing up and telling the truth about what's going on in this day and time. Women's telling the truth. They're standing up. They're telling the truth. They're letting it be known. There we go. They're letting it be known. But the sad thing is that a lot of women, they don't care. And then they're not even trying to correct themselves. Men are just shutting down. Men are shutting down. You know why? Because men don't deal with that. Men don't deal with that. You got a lot of people trying to wet their peckers now. You can say that. And a lot of these women don't even know that. They don't even understand. I looked at last night. I looked at a show called Pop the Balloon, but they were sitting down having a recourse over all the other information. And there's one guy, he made a book. And the situation is everyone sitting down having a conversation about the different babies it has. One girl had three babies by three guys, three different guys. Another woman had three babies by two different guys. I think one of the guys passed or what have you, but one they was young and stuff like that. Now, the key is in all what we're seeing here is that we see, and I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not putting nobody down or anything like that, because we go through things in life, right? The system, and I got to put it where it is. See, we're too busy pointing at each other. We pointing at each other, right? But we got to understand, a lot of our family, not we, but a lot of our families don't have a father in the house, right? Some women are looking for a man to come in. There was something I made I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to tell you after you get done, though. Some women are looking for men to come in and take care of them and their children. And you got some that probably willing to be like that. And I can't say that the women are all wrong, because you got a lot of men that comes. You got men that come, lay pipe, and run. But women, this is where your discernment on men you should recognize the man you want to be with. This is the key. If you want a man, you got to find a man. If you're trying to find a hustler or somebody that just look good to you, you want to lay down because they look good, that's the problem. And y'all get caught up, but y'all don't want to take accountability because y'all haven't researched or found out or sit down and try to understand the man that you was dealing with. And another thing is a lot of our women don't have men in the household to teach them what type of man to be with. Why? Because they was taught up and they was raised on the system, the Enmity, which is the system that taught you to get a man out your house and we can take care of you. What I tell you about this picture being the system? You an actual woman. Oh, I'm going to give you your money. All you got to do is this. Money in your hand. Section 8, welfare. All kind of benefits, which makes you a beneficiary to the system. All the benefits that you need coming from the system is going to take care of you. And you got a man right here that wants to be with you, want to take care of you, want to show you things other than this right here is another thing of the system. The fiat. See, a lot of people, the world has been duped. Now, I'm not saying we don't need money. We do need funds in this day and time, right? Because this is what we've been up, that we grew up in. But also, what has happened? People are so focused on the money. The money is their God. It's even said in the New Testament. You can't serve two masters, the creator or mammon. Mammon is money. When you say law, land, air, water, that's what the creator has given us. And to be satisfied with what you have. But the sad thing is people are so controlled and conditioned to money, they'll do anything for it. Anything. They'll do anything for the fiat, right? Yahuwah Tess. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings to you, my beautiful sister. Glad you're here. For the moment, I don't know if you're still here, but I'm glad you're here. But the point that I'm saying is these feminists is the ones that's causing the world do this right here. Why? Because you're helping the wrong person. You're helping the wrong person. Person is a thing, a monster. The system is who you're helping. And you don't even realize it. You're out of place. You're out of pocket and you're against the creator because you're out of order. Accept it or not. You are out of all you women out there doing, and you know I'm not talking about everybody. Just say we have two types. You have the ones that's of the enmity with the spirit of enmity between you with the system and the women with the men and with the creator's word. Because if you with man, you in order. If you're with a man and you are doing and being obedient, what I mean by obedient, I mean being acceptable to whatever your man is leading you to. If you don't, and I'm gonna give you something. See, all these women out here talking about, well, I ain't got this man doing. That means you are wrong. You didn't pick the right man. You did not find or take your time to see who it was you was laying down with. That's your fault. You can't blame nobody but you, but you're quick to play the victim. And whoever you are, you know who I'm talking to. You are quick to play the victim. You ain't sit back, count up the cost and see what was going on. You ain't think about when you lay down, you're going to have a baby. We got people, y'all are so evil. Eve. Where you think the word Eve came from? Eve wasn't in the beginning. Eve came after the curse. And he called her Eve. Who called her Eve? Adam called her Eve. I say, this is my personal point of view, Adam called her Eve because she's evil. Evil. You go against the creator's word, you're evil. You are evil. Number one, Satan, which is the system, is against the creator anyway. And he's using you to go against the creator. No different than you to go against the creator's word by going to Adam to do what he wasn't supposed to do. But Adam was persuaded by his woman, even though he knew not to do nothing. So whatever he did, he had to take accountability for what he did because he knew not to do it. But yet and still, if you had not made the first step to think, as it says over here in verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, the woman did this after the whisper in her ear from the serpent. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit. See that? No matter how much I want to blame Adam, she took it. He was wrong, but she started the initiation when he told her not to. And we got so many ignorant people, see, that at the end of this right here, who don't have an understanding. Well, let me read it on down so you can get an understanding what I'm about to say. And when the woman saw, this is Genesis 3, verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. You see that? See what it said right here, and gave also unto her husband with her. With her where? And he did eat. He wasn't standing right there. He was in the garden with her. No different than my wife is in the house with me right now. I got people saying, well, Adam's standing right there. Who in their right mind with your woman, even your girlfriend? Y'all together. If y'all together, but they're together. They're husband and wife. They're together. I'm not talking about these people out here, oh, just dating. I'm talking about y'all together. Who in their right mind going to allow another man to talk to his wife in his face against what he's saying, and then she going to take it and give it to the husband right there in the face? That's ignorant and stupid. And we got people out here teaching that. Oh, yeah, but it said that she was right there, that he was right there with her. That's no different. I'm upstairs. I'm up here upstairs in our new office that we're making our office right now. My wife is downstairs in the bedroom. She's in the house with me. But that don't mean she right here in my face. We're here in the house together. People don't have common sense to understand. That's the reason why the scriptures say, where it says in Proverbs, get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy getting, get an understanding. I'll share that again. That's why in Proverbs, it tells you at certain points, get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy getting, get an understanding. Why? Because understanding will keep thee. People read stuff word to word, don't have an understanding behind it. Oh, well, this is what it says. Say it just like that. Get an understanding. You have to have some understanding with the comprehension that you're reading and you're trying to get an understanding to. What trips me out is how ignorant people are. They looking at it, and some of these are supposed to be teachers. They're looking at what it's saying, but have no understanding of what's going on. Put yourself into place. But the whole point, the enmity is a spirit. And that spirit is between Jacob and Esau on the physical tip, which is where we at today. But if you really look at it, it's talking about prophecy and the stuff that's going on today. What has happened between time and still happening today. A lot of women, I'm just being honest with you, a lot of women who are feminists is actually bringing this world down because the men that wants to be with the woman, they can't because they don't have no trap on their lip. They can't stand, and then they don't pick the right man. See, it all boils down, no different than it was that Adam ate from the woman, even though he tried to blame it on her. Well, you know, the woman you gave me, it ain't about that. You disobeyed. Something like that would have made me mad. I told you something, and because you trying to put it off of somebody else, but I told you. That's why I understand I shared this information today. It's another video. I'm going to play in part 2, though. I got to find it before we I'll find it in part 2. But what I'm getting at, and this woman is straight against the creator. She's an enmity for real. She's straight against the creator because of what was said here, and don't have no comprehension or understanding. That's the reason why, it just hit me. That's the reason why Daniel, might as well hit it. Daniel 12, 9 and 10. 8, 9 and 10. 8. Daniel 12 and 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Yah, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end, where we are right now. All the hell and stuff that's going on is all coming out in this day and time. 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. A lot of people being tried today in the things that they do. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. People that read this book and people actually try to put the creator on the man's level. No understanding, and they don't realize the hell that they're bringing on themselves. They don't realize the words that come out your mouth is energy, good or bad. People don't know what they wreak upon themselves. They don't understand what the word that they say will actually come back and hit them. Have you ever heard the word never? When you say never, never come back and hit you in your face. And it did to me twice when I was younger. I don't say never unless it's in something that I'm reading. And if I said, forgive me for something that I made a mistake and said it. But never is a very cautious word you need to be watching when you're speaking on. But it says, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Why? I'm being wise enough to know what to speak out my mouth. I don't care about if it's I'm acting in a scene. I don't care what it is. What comes out your mouth, you are responsible. Your actions, by your words you're justified, by your words you are condemned. You said it. I don't care you read the script and this is part of this and that. You said it. You did it. It's on you. People don't realize how serious the creator is. They really don't. But right after that goes to show, even though the woman ate it, how much, and if you realize, the creator never really spoke unto the woman until the time of the curse. According to the scriptures, you won't see what the creator made the woman, brought her to the man. Man gave her name. And also, oh man, no, I'm wait till I get to the next video but I'm just trying to give y'all understand the femininity, whatever you want to call it. The feminist movement, for all you women, y'all don't realize what's coming your way. Y'all don't realize what's coming your way. I'll hit you with one more before we go. I'll make this short tonight on this point. Y'all don't know what's coming. And y'all don't realize how serious the creator is. See, a lot of people talk, but they really don't understand the breath of life that people hold. The creator holds your life in his hands. And people don't even realize, they don't even have a understanding. Right here. Isaiah, the end of 3. Isaiah, the end of 3. First, let me go. I ain't going to hit the end of 3 just yet. First, let me hit 10, 11, and 12. It says, Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him. I'm going to say them. For they shall eat the fruit of their doing. The righteous is the women on the other side of the enmity. The righteous are those, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. The woman and the seed of the woman with the man, or that's compromising with the men that they're not with, or the ones that's trying to do right by the creator and right by the man and right by the child, that's the righteous. The ones on the other side, and between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And this is where we get to verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with them, it says him, but them, for the reward of his hands shall be given unto him. What I just say? The reward of your own hand, the reward of you been doing is going to be given to you. Let me share something with you. A lot of y'all women, as much as Kevin Samuels try to come and share information with y'all, much as the men of today are trying to stand up and share information, and they have to stand strong because of all the feminists that's coming against them. That's the reason a lot of them standing strong like that. But you got a lot of the men that's breaking down and sharing the concerns of the women who are not standing like the feminists. They give them props. Melanie King is one. Melanie King is one since Kevin Samuels and up to today. And it's Rihanna, what she was on with Holcomb. She was online with Holcomb, and Holcomb, gave her a bunch of praise. She's another one that stands up for righteousness. And you got a lot more. I can't name all the names, but them two ones that I do know of that stands up for the man and for righteousness. Righteousness because the Creator gave man to rule the earth. The woman is supposed to be the backbone for the man. If you're not the backbone for the man, or even if you have just a little bit, like I said, my wife have a certain degree of certain situations that she helped me with. I don't know everything. Man ain't gonna know everything. That's why he needed to help me. And I also understand why, no different than a brigade. A man, right, being the captain, has a brigade or a team behind him. A lot of time I understand why a man, I was looking at, well, I'm going to say this real quick, then I'm going to tell you that. A man has a brigade behind him, meaning if a man have more than one wife, each one of those wives should have a position to do something to benefit that household, which is that man. And y'all could do so much with more women, if it's not that it's mandatory, but just saying, if a man had women doing things under his lead, it'll be straight. Now, what I was gonna say is a movie or a one of these little sitcoms thing they be having on YouTube. I forgot what they call them, but a lot of Chinese. They have a lot of the Chinese movies or clips or whatever they have. But it was one when this guy, he was an old man. He had like he's probably an old man at first. He ended up. It was another one. It was two of them, but this is the second one I seen. The first one was the ruler of all things, the ruler over many things, something like this. But the other one was an older man. It was two of them that had got three wives, got to start off with three women. But this one, he got three sisters. He got three sisters because they were slaves, as you know, what have you. Three sisters. He got three sisters. Then he ended up going and getting to this house, which was a woman that was sold to what they call them? A whorehouse, might well say. But the girl was a virgin, so he got with her. He was trying to gain his momentum and stuff because he had like a system that was helping him get young and stuff. But just saying, she ended up, he got with her. Then he bought her off to be his wife. So she was a virgin, even though she was at a whorehouse because she was bought. But the fact is, he took her to be his wife. Now he had four wives. He getting younger each time, and each one of them has a different duty that was pertaining to the household. See, and if you start looking at that, not just a man just can have a woman because they can have them, or even if women decide to come to the man, as it says in the end or the beginning of 4 right here. But right now, we're talking about today, on what's going on today. But I'll just give you an understanding on why when a man is the head, and if you have women, that's the reason why the system has made y'all women look like fools. And why do I say that? Number one is you go to college. You go in college in debt. Y'all go so deep in debt that when you come out, it's hard for you to get out of the debt that you went in and you took on the debt that you went in college for. But y'all talk about your degrees. Your degrees ain't nothing compared to all the stuff you got to do to get out of the things you went to college for. Now, to me, I'm going to tell you the truth. When we was coming up, I mean, one woman had nerve talk about a trade. A trade is a business. A trade can make a business for you. If you're an electrician, you can make a business out of being an electrician. If you're a plumber, you can make a business out of being a plumber. It's not a job. One woman, she was so ignorant. That's a job. This goes to show how ignorant a lot of people are who don't know what they're talking about. A trade, if you are a roofer, if you are not handyman, but if you are a carpenter, these are businesses that you can do and people will pay you good for. But we got so many women who's looking for the bag, I'll be scared to even take you in. And I'm not saying I got it like that, but you know why I'd be scared to take you in? Because you might want to get with me just to get rid of me, to get the money that I made for you that the system is going to give to you. The system is going to take, if you in the public, the system is going to take from me to give to you because they take care of you. Not knowing how powerful the man really is. And this is information that we have that's coming up in our other class that we have to share as well in the private. But when I'm getting that right now, it's showing you the enmity and where everybody in the world is at today. And the women, y'all don't even realize how ignorant, I'm not talking about all women, how ignorant the feminist is, because you think you got it good. And you don't realize you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, number one. How are you wasting your time? Going to school to get these degrees. That's it right there. Going to school to get your degrees to work for the system, which is Satan. The fact that you're working for the system is building the system off of you and your energy. And you're teaching your children to do the same thing. That's the I'm talking about. You're teaching your children to go the same way that you're going, not realize you don't even know you're heading to hell. Proverb just hit me. Proverb just hit me. Hold on. Was it Proverb 6 or 7? Father, you guide me. But let me finish up with Isaiah 3 real quick, and I'm going to hit Proverb before we leave and start with part. Isaiah 3 and 12. I already hit 10 and 11. Let me read them through, and then I'm going to hit 12. Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe, verse 11, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given to him. And that's male or female. 12, as for my people, that means that the wicked, whether good or bad, it was going to happen, it's going to happen to you. But as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. That's the enmity right there. That's your enmity right there. Rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. They who? The system. This is just my example, but the system behind the woman got the woman back for everything, anything that happens. And if you don't know how to stand on your laws or your quote-unquote legalese, they're going to take you down. If you don't know how to stand, you're going down, because they have to go by law. They have to go by law. And if you don't know how to stand, if you don't know how to do paper, you don't know how to get yourself together, you going down. Rule over them, O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. But when you move down here to 16, it says, moreover, the judgment on the daughters of Zion. Moreover, Yah saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. These are the women of today. Walking, doing what you want to do, just being out there. Therefore, Yah will smite with a scab. Therefore, verse 17. Therefore, Yah will smite thee with a scab to the crown of thy head of the daughters of Zion, and Yah will discover their secret parts. The enmity, your secret part, the things that you're doing. I remember seeing on there, one woman said she's taking out of they supposed to be married. She taking from the account and she making her own stash from the account. Well, I got to make sure I'm good. If we get a divorce, what's if for? Wait a minute, what you talking about? That right there is cause for divorce. You want to, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I said, okay, you can have everything you got. Bye. See how long that lasts. See what I'm saying? See, this goes to show that women don't think ahead. Most of them don't. I'm going to say that. And I'm not talking on the woman, but I'm talking about the enmity, which is talking about the women. The spirit. It's a spirit. A demonic spirit that has the women, the women, the way they are. And I got something to play for you in part 2 to show you how bad what I'm talking about. Now, we got one woman that just shared information moments ago for the men. But I got one that's going to share something with you that's going to show you how the women, most women, not all, but how most women kind of think. And she's talking straight against the Most High. But let me hit this real quick. I'm playing on part 2. Therefore, Yah will smite thee with the scab. Okay, I got that. 18. In that day, Yah will take away the bravery of thy tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cause and their round tires like the moon. 19. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers. I'm breaking on down because I'm really getting to 24 to let you want to hear what I'm going to say. But I'm going to take it all the way through. 20. This is Isaiah 3 and 20. The bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings. This is all talking about today. This is prophecy of the day, y'all, whether y'all understand that or not. This is talking about what's going on today. The rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. All this stuff is going to be taken away. And what happens says in 24, this is your key, and it's happening today. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And y'all know a lot of them stinking between their legs today. A lot of them don't even have good hygiene. Moving and running. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, and burning instead of beauty, and burning instead of beauty. 25. Thy men, now, your men. These is the one, her seed, right? Enmity between, let me read that again. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. What did it say right here in 25? And men shall fall by the sword, and the mighty in the war. 26. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. She been desolate, without nothing, no man. She got seized by men that ain't even taking care of her, men that just dropping sales. I don't know why I had it. Look at it, dropping seeds. Y'all see that? Y'all see them seeds in there? Y'all see them seeds in there? Y'all see those seeds? Dropping seeds and gone. Why? Because you ain't take time to get to know the guy. You should be able to see things. If a guy, I'm just gonna give y'all an understanding. I'm gonna give you an understanding. When you start to build with a guy, now I'm gonna give you as a man, I'm gonna give you some understanding. Let me give you some understanding right now, women. You that have not had a man to teach you a little something about men. If you meet a man, number one is, I'm not talking about you gold diggers, I'm saying like that. I don't want to get raunchy. I ain't talking about you gold diggers. I'm talking about you that's willing to be a woman to your man. A woman, if you go out with a guy, don't waste your time. If it's somebody you're really interested in, you have to be interested in them. I'm not talking about these pimps that think they look good and they want to pick you up, and somebody you got time to get to know. Somebody you have talked to over the phone. Somebody you done spent some time with. You done went out with a few times. No sex. Just went out a couple of times. Went out. Maybe just go. Not no big, cheesecake factory. I'm talking about going out maybe get a little coffee. Maybe going to a movie. Do something small. You ain't got to do nothing big. See, the whole thing is, we men, and for you youngsters out there that may need to hear this, her seed. If a woman wants money from you, run. If she can't respect you for the person that you are, if she only looking for money, run. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll know by her actions. She'll want you to buy this. She don't want you. And some of the women already said it. She don't want you. She want money from you and stuff like that. She don't want you. And if she on here doing like this, if she on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and you see her doing all that, you already know I don't even want to deal with you. You done put it out there. Your mouth. You displayed who you are. You displayed who you are. That's how you get to know a person. Number one, if you're on YouTube and social media and you putting something like that, if a man, y'all see these women and you still want to get with them, it's your fault. It's your fault. If you don't sit back and try to get to know them and understand who they are, no different than a woman. If you ain't trying to sit back and get to know who they are, that goes both ways. That's both ways. Women, take your time, get to know who they are, and be serious. Because if you think about, you got to understand the creator's in the mix. This is something y'all don't even understand. And a lot of y'all might ain't on the creator. That's why y'all where y'all are now. The creator is in the mix. You talk to the creator, ask him to talk to you or give you an understanding if this the person, and give you a sign. You ask the creator, please give me a sign. Let me understand if this person I want. If your heart is there. And if the creator show you and you still go on, that's on you. But if the creator show you, put your brakes on, because I'm going to tell you something my stepfather told me. Today is his Earth Day. Before I went to Germany, at one time, you never knew him. I'm going to tell you just like that. At one time, you never knew him. So if you feel like you done fell off this much and you just getting to know him, at one time, you just go back to when y'all first met. At one time, I never knew you. So once you start getting to know a person, make sure that this person is somebody you want to be. And that's for man and woman. Young men, young woman, this is for either one. It's time out for the feminists. Let them go and be by themselves. Let them mouth by themselves. And it's sad that all these other young men and other men just want to sink their Peter Pecker. I understand, but it's time to start fasting, be obese, not be abstinent. Abstinent. Start, sit back, wait. The Creator gonna show. Start fasting. You don't have to hit a girl every night. You don't have to do that. Because when the time comes, it's gonna come. Be loyal to the Creator. Sit back, hold your seed. Your seed is sacred, men. Your seed. And if y'all dropping y'all seed in trash, or let's just say in the sewer, you have to look at them like that. You're dropping it in the sewer, meaning that it's no good. Your seed is very important to the Creator. Now, I'm going to hit this real quick because I did hit that. I went on down. And her gates shall lament and mourn and being this. But I want to share verse 5:25 real quick before I go. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. There's war going on now, y'all, whether y'all understand it or not. It's us against the system. It's us against the women. It's us against those feminists. That's what this the basic. That's what it is. The men is against the feminists because we're not against our women that actually is for the men. We're not against them. We love you. We love you. And we know it's a lot more out there than we think. Than just being shown. We love you, women. That's in your feminine moment, or in your feminine way of life, shall I say. We love you. We love women who respect men. We love women who know their place. And I don't mean that by saying, no, you got to be in your place. No, I'm just saying that out of respect, who knows their place in the things that they do. We love you. We love you. And I'm one to tell you, I love you. So a lot of times y'all hear me saying, talking the way I do when I'm talking about women, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about who I'm talking about this is pertaining to, which is the feminists, the loudmouth, the ones that have no respect. They coming, and they don't even realize it. So I want to go on to 4, but 4 I'm gonna leave for part 2 because I did 3, but I still want to go here to I want to go over here to where am I at? Way Isaiah. Yep. Oh man, I'm way back there. I'm probably right here. Proverbs. Now I don't know if it's Proverbs 6 or 7. Which one did Father? Which one you want me to read? Because it sure hit my mind. Well, 4. I don't know. Oh, 4 just jumping out at me. I'll read down. I'm going to go hit chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4. A father's wisdom. Something I guess I was just sharing a few moments ago. A father's wisdom. Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father. And I'm a father. And attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not mine or the Father's Almighty's law. Forsake not the law. 3. Proverbs 4 and 3. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. You see that? This is the enmity on the other side. When it says, it shall bruise thy head and thou shalt bruise his heel. This is the head. This is the one that's bruising the head. He taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words. Keep my commandments and live. See that? That's the enmity between the fight. The feminist on one side and the father, the mother, and the child doing the creative will on the other. 5. Get wisdom. Get understanding. Forget it not. neither decline from the words of my mouth, which is the law. Forsake her not, which is wisdom, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. And that's with your woman as well. A man that got a good, find a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor of the Creator. And a wife is a woman, not going down to the just of the peace. A man and a woman who makes a bond, they come together and they build together. That's a man and that's a woman, and they are married. Can't find it here where you go through no justice of the peace. Verse 7. And she shall keep. Verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Isn't that what I always say? Get wisdom, get knowledge, and in all thy getting, get an understanding. Verse 8. And I get that from Brother Divine, the way he put it together. One of my first teachers, when I first came into, the Father guided me to know wisdom and knowledge. 8. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor. When thou doest embrace her, she shall give to thine head an ornament. You see that? She shall give an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. She is wisdom, and she is the woman that will be with you and got your back. Why? Because if you out there fighting, she got to have your back. She got to make sure, like I said, that movie that I was just sharing with you about the guy, and I can't think of the title, but it was an old man, real old, ended up getting 3 women, 3 sisters, because they was going to be sold off, so he got all 3 of them. Then he ended up getting this other one. I didn't see the whole movie yet. I got to go back into it and check it out. Now, avoid wickedness. This is the other half. I was going to just read that, but this must have been what the Creator must have been wanting me to go. I was thinking 6 or 7, but this right here must have been what the Creator is guiding me to come and see. Avoid wickedness. Verse 10. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. You hear that? This is the father talking to the children, to the child. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings. Listen. Don't be loudmouth. Listen. And the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. And this is what the Creator does through his law. Oh, this is speaking of the law. It's speaking about the law and how it leads and guides you. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straightened. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straightened. You already walking a straight path. And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. You're walking a straight path and you ain't got nothing to worry about because the road is smooth. 13. Fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. This is Proverbs chapter 4. This is this right here was 4 and 13. I just got to read. From 10 to where I'm at right now is it says avoid what it says. Avoid wickedness. This is how you avoid wickedness. This is what's giving the information. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked. You see that? And a lot of these women don't even know they're wicked. They don't even realize it. And when I say a lot of these women, I'm talking about the feminists, what we're on today. Men are too. Now the men, they're the seed of the wicked, which are the wicked, like I said, back in the late 60s, in the 70s, late 60s, or in the 70s, going into the 80s is when the families got dispersed. Men kicked out the house because the system, corporation, was walking around. Remember I told you, check out it, look up the corporation. Check that video, check that documentary out. Google it. You'll probably find it. But the corporation, you'll see, and it talks about the corporation and stuff that they did and what they're doing today. The corporation is the system, which is Satan. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of the evil men. 15. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. That means avoid it. It says Job, issue of evil. He ran away from it. He didn't even go that way. I seen what his brother, big kudos on this brother. This brother told this guy was talking to this woman, and he asked her, was she happy? She was married, had a ring on. He asked her, was she happy? And she said, no. And then he asked for the ring. He asked for the number, shall I say. He got the number. She left. This other brother said, bruh, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know the mindset of a husband. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know nothing about their family. You don't know nothing about them. And you about to get yourself into some, you might go and get caught. He said, bruh, I could have been a friend of her husband, and she didn't even know. And I could go back and tell him, and you could go and you could not come out. And then he told a story about being in the army. This one guy, this is the story he said. This one guy was getting ready to go to the field. He told his wife he was going to the field, but when she saw him off, he wasn't going to the field. That was another brigade going to the field, but he acted like he's going to the field with them. Ended up catching them in the act, and he killed, and all of them passed. He killed them too and killed himself. But you'll never know, because men, we got to start being respectable. And a lot of y'all going to get caught up in the sin that you are caught up in. Oh, I know what it was now. That's what it was. I think I know where it was. But I'm going to go ahead and read this on down. That just hit me what I need to read over here. And I think it's 6 or 7. Yeah, it's the end of 6. But I ain't going to read the whole thing. It's the end of 6. Yep. But let's keep it moving. Avoid and passing not. Verse 15 again. Avoid it, pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. 16. For they sleep not. You see that? He's talking about what? The wicked man. Take fast hold of instruction. Enter not into the path of the wicked. They're starting at 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not the way of the evil men. Okay, there's 14 where that point starts. Verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away. You see that? Except they have done this. They don't sleep unless they've done some mischief. And their sleep is taken away. Unless they cause some to fall. Unless they cause some. And you know, women do that too. Men do it, but a lot of the women. Just like I just told you about. That woman could be trying to fix her house up or whatever's going on. But the whole thing is, like he said, if she's not happy, go get a divorce. Talk to him about getting a divorce, or try to straighten up your marriage or straighten up your relationship. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. 17. For Proverbs 4:17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. You see that? You see that? But the path of the just is as the shining light. There you go. And shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not what they stumble. Now, didn't I tell y'all as many times I done shared with you? In the beginning, when the Creator created the heaven and earth, darkness was upon the face of the deep. This is wickedness that I've been sharing with you. Darkness. It was on the face of the deep. This is everybody with darkness. But then it talks about the light. It talks about the light in the beginning. This is what's going on between the two. The separation. A lot of people don't get it though. You got to have a spiritual mind to understand what I'm sharing. They know not what they stumble. I'm going to take it on to 27. Right here it says, wisdom is life and health. My son, attend to my words. Incline thine ear to my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Them in the midst, in thy eye. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. That's the law, y'all. Keep thy heart with all, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Keep thy heart, keep thy mind, which is their heart as well. For 24, put away from thee a forward mouth. See there? See that right there? Put away from thee. So right now, the opposite of that is we see the women. You see more women out here with forward mouth more than men, but you have men out here like that too. Put away from thee a forward mouth, and preserve lips, and perverse lips put far from thee. Perverse lips, what? People that's cussing all the time. Oh, cussing is all right. Ain't nothing wrong. They're just words. Yeah. And perverse lips put far from thee. Now, you know what? You wouldn't believe it, but my wife used to be like that. My wife had a bad mouth before I met her. I didn't know. I never saw her. I would have never believed it. I would have never believed that her mouth was the way that she said and has been told me from her family how her mouth was. I would have never believed that. But see, this is a changed person, a changed creature. When you change for the Creator, when you're doing and learning the Creator's way, you will change. I wish she was here to share with you her point of view of all the stuff that she used to smoke. My wife, she used to smoke, which I would have never believed. She used to cuss. She wasn't a hoe. She definitely wasn't that, because I inquired. No, she wasn't a whore, but she used to cuss. She used to smoke, and she had a bad attitude. Yeah, that's another one. She'll cuss you out in a minute. They said she cussed like a sailor. I wouldn't have never believed that. But this is when the Creator will give you a wife. See, they have to go through their change before she's presented to be a wife to you, men. And this was the enmity that was upon her at first. But she's not like that now. That's why it's the spirit of the Creator. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between her seed and thy seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Again. Proverbs 4:24. Put away from thee a forward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. 25. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee, straight ahead. 26. Ponder the path of thy feet. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Establish your ways. Establish the things you're doing. 27, last verse. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. You see that? Remove thy foot from evil. How do you know what's evil? You won't know until you go to the law, read, and find out. The law is what shares with you what evil is, what sin is. Sin is evil. Sin is of evil, should I say. Evil is when you carry out the sin. Murder is evil and sinful. When you murder someone, that's a sin, but it's also evil. See what I'm saying? Sinning, you can say a sin is something that isn't so harshful as murder. Or should I say evil? All of it is evil. It's a part of evil. But a sinful nature, you can repent. Certain things you did, you can repent for that. You can repent for certain things. But when you do something that's so evil to the point where you done took a life, that's evil. It's sinful, but it's also evil. You know, you going out here doing things that's an evil nature. Remove thy foot from evil. The evil things. So, the end of 6. Okay, yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna do all 6. Yeah, because 6 is good. I see that right now. Excuse me, y'all. All right, so this is the end of part 1. It went kind of fast. This is the end of part 1. Yeah. So we're gonna come back to the entity. Shall I say Genesis chapter 3. Again, let me end it right here at verse 15 again. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. This is the system. I'm going to tell you and keep telling you, the enmity is the serpent, which is the system, and it's a spirit. A lot of people don't realize it. It's a spirit. He said, I will put enmity. Enmity is a spirit. It's a spirit of controversy and everything that make you fight, right? Enmity is rampant in the world today. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and you shall bruise his heel. That means you're going to be on the bottom. But the point is, he's going to put enmity between the system and the woman. The women, the feminists of the system, is going to be against the man. I was saying the women, but mostly the men. Thy seed and her seed. Between the woman, between thee and the woman. Now, thee is the system that's going against the righteous women. How many good women out here that's trying to do right that the system is going against? This is the spirit of the system. Whether it's in the woman or in the children of the women, it's still the spirit of the system going against the righteous. But the righteous, see what it says? Between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. It shall bruise thy head, thou shalt bruise his heel. And who he's talking to, it have to be the woman, because thou is who he's talking to. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, which is the system and the woman, and between thy seed, your seed, and her seed, which is the righteous. It shall bruise thy head. Well, it must be the spirit of us bruising his head when we come to know where we are. See, when we get into our private office, it's a whole different story. But this is pertaining to prophecy of today. Other than that, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we're gonna pause Zoom, and we're gonna come back with Zoom as well on part 2, because there's something I want to show. I gotta find it, but it's something I want to show just like I just did a few moments ago. But it's something I want to show in there that coincide kind of, but the opposite of what I shared in part 1. So I'm gonna come there and show that in a few moments. But other than that, we'll be right back Zoom with part 2. We'll see you in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. Appreciate, love you, and we'll be right back. Peace. All right, we pause you for a moment. And for everyone else that's on YouTube Live, Facebook, and Instagram, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you're welcome to call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. You also can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. Also, now, if you'd like to catch us on part 1 and part 2 of the broadcasts that we're doing, you can find them part 1 and part 2 on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right. That's Facebook. You can catch us on on YouTube Live, part 1 and part 2. That's YouTube Live at Juice Pro 33. YouTube Live at Juice Pro 33 on YouTube, which is spelled JUICEPRO 33. Again, that's JUICEPRO 33. All right. That's us on Facebook, YouTube Live. You also catch part 1 and part 2 on Instagram. And on Instagram, which is L'chaim_the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. All right. That's L'chaim_the juice. That's L'chaim_the juice at Instagram. And also you can catch us at Facebook. On Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Now that's for part 1 and part 2 on those 3 platforms. Now, if you'd like to see the full version, which I download from YouTube, from Zoom, which I download from Zoom, you can go to, again, YouTube video. YouTube, under video on YouTube, and just put in, again, Juice Pro 33 in your search engine on YouTube, and you'll come up my page. Please like, subscribe, and share. Just like, subscribe, and share on YouTube at Juice Pro 33, which is spelled JUICEPRO 33. Again, JUICEPRO 33 altogether. And also you can find us for the full version on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, with the same password, but oh man, heading of the name, I guess you can say, which is Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO 33 on X, formerly known as Twitter. Again, that's JUICEPRO 33 altogether on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now you can also catch me on Patreon.com. /LKHYYM. That's Patreon.com/LKHYYM. All right. And also Rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's Rumble.com/LKHYYM. All right. And last but not least, for the moment, you can also catch us on TikTok. But we don't have any information here on TikTok. Just sometimes I upload some of my other things like dancing or other information I may be sharing. My TikTok is the same, and one of them is the same as Instagram, which is L'chaim_the juice, which is spelled, you put up in the search engine the @ and LKHYYM_the YYM_THEJUICE. Again, on Instagram, you can put up in the search engine @LKHYYM_THEJUICE. My other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris. You put in the search engine the @MichaelTheJuiceHarris. I also have a YouTube with that as well, Michael the Juice Harris altogether. But again, my other TikTok is put in there @MichaelTheJuiceHarris. That's TikTok, and also I have a YouTube. If you put that in the search engine all together, Michael Juice Harris, Michael the Juice Harris, you'll see the other one, that my newest one that I'm building up, besides Juice Pro 33. Other than that, we was the end of part 1 of Enmity of today. And this is the spirit, really the spirit of feminism, the spirit of feminism today, by the women that's teaching it to their children. It's by them and the children that they're teaching it to. So that is the seed, her seed, and her in general, from, as I said, the system that's got her back. Other than that, this is the end of part 1. We'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and we'll be right back with part 2. So first, we're going to say bye over to Facebook. Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening. Before we go, we got a few people here. Let's see, we got Gia Love. Greetings, thank you for coming through. Hold on for a second. Gia Love. Also have Ray. Thank you for watching. Murray James, thank you for watching. Yahuwah Tess, my beautiful sister. Peace and Baruch Jeans family. Baruch to you, my sister. And Edna Hogan. What's up, cuz? How you doing? Yep. So other than that, I thank y'all for coming. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing. I will be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Come on back, and I'll see you then. Peace. There we go. Oh, shoot. I hope I didn't erase that. That baby slipped. This video is ended. Okay, great. All right. Over here on Instagram, we got a few people that came in. Amania Key, Washington. To Tunchibu, Ray Jones. That sounds like my cousin there. Glad to see you, my cuz. For anybody else that came through, we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. I thank you for your time. Hope that's you, Ray, that's looking right now. I only see one person that just came in, but we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. There we go, we got it. And over here on YouTube Live, we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace.